Hi everybody, welcome to Geeks 15 Craft Alive event. I'm about to show you how to do the blind binding on a piece of artwork. So bear with me and I'll move the camera and I'll be right back. So here I have a piece of artwork that is, that's the back, roughly, it doesn't matter what size it is, but it's all free motion quilting. So you can see there, so all free motion quilting. I have cut all the edges. It is silk, so it does fray a lot. Now, first things first, you're going to need a piece that's 6 inches wide and the width of that, and that's going to be for our sorry, just turning on the iron. That's going to be for our hanger. That's our run for the hanger. So I'll pop that aside for now. Just move that out of the way. The next one, we're going to need 2 lots of 4-inch pieces, strips with the fabric. Now, I always have them a little bit bigger than the actual piece. So about 2 inches all up, bigger. So what I tend to do is get the width of fabric and I sort of wing it a little. You can measure directly and add 2 inches on, but for me, I'm happy to just do that. So you need one for the top and bottom each, and one for the sides. Okay. So once you've got that, we can always cut off excess too. So that's no drama either. So I've got 1, 2, 1, 2. First things first is we're going to attach the 2 top and bottom, or side and side. Either way, you make the choice. I'm going to get some pins and some clips and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got some clips and I've got my top and bottom strips. And I'm going to just move that along there. I'm going to just pin or clip the top across there to the front. So that you can clip that along to the front. Just a couple, just to hold her on, and the same to the bottom. And I'm sewing with 1/2 inch seam, just to give me a little bit of extra room. I always allow for that when I do any kind of arty-farty quilts. So that allows an easier turning, and whereas 1/4 inch is quite hard to turn when you're turning all that bulk. So before I trim anything off these, I always stitch that seam first, and then I come back and trim that off. All right, so I'm going to just move that over there so you can see, and bring it a little closer. There you go. Now this is an industrial machine. You don't have to use an industrial, just a normal machine will do. You might need to use a walking foot. And just backstitch front and end, top and bottom, start and finish, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's nicely done. Now, what we need to do is grab our iron and pop that over there for the moment. And I've got something under my fingernail. Just get that out. And what we're going to do, you can press that seam if you want to, so you can make it just a quick press. Just remember what fabric you got here. This is silk, so you're really running it over fairly quickly. Or turn it to silk setting so it's not so hot. So I'm going to do that to top and bottom. Just helps push that seam over. This just helps finish it off. So what will happen is I turn that over just like that. So I can't, well, from the front, I can't see that black. So then I'll use the clips. I don't want to go putting a heap of pins in there yet, but I'll use the clips just to push that over. They hold it nice and firm. Now those clips I sell in packs of 50 for $15. I also have the bigger ones, and they're packs of 15 for $50. 15 for $15. That was a bit expensive, wasn't it? So push those over. And then you'll do the same to the bottom. Just manipulate it and push it over. Turn it around and do the same again. You can work from the back if it suits you better and you want to work this way. Hold it down like that. Come along with your clip. Slide it under. Push down. Slide it under. Push down, slide it under, and just continue along. So there's no right and wrong with that, as long as you get it reasonably even and you can't visibly see that black from the front. And what this is used a lot with art quilts, because you don't necessarily always want that traditional binding on, because it is an art piece rather than a traditional quilt. Now I'm going to quickly grab my scissors. I only need about 1 inch on either side, so I'm just roughly cutting that off. I'll do that all 4 sides, just about 1 inch. Don't stress if it's too, like you go smaller than 1 inch, that's fine also. Just 1 inch gives you a little bit of leeway for any indiscretions. Been cutting, batting with these scissors, and I think I've made them blunt. There we go, all done. Okay, now I've still got my iron here because I'm just going to fold that up. Just fold that out of my way. And I'm going to fold that over about 1/4 inch and go all the way along, folding it towards the back of the quilt. Okay, then what I do is I grab this side bit, give that a quick press, fold it under like that there, make it level with this edge, this side edge, tuck under that. You can clip or pin at this point, and I'll come back and give that a bit of a press too. Just be careful you don't melt your clip. They are plastic. Then I'll go over this side and repeat the process and do that top and bottom. So just give it a quick press, flatten it out, tuck her in under there, make it level, tuck all that under. I've got a little bit of it kicking out, I'll tuck it under. Give it a quick press. And clip it in place. Like I say, you can use pins also. I just find clips are more effective for me. So we repeat this process for this side. So just flip that out of your way. Do this edge. same 1/4 inch. And if you keep your measurements all the same, it'll be the same each side. You could use a ruler and measure it if you want to, whatever suits. Now that corner there, that one there, I'm just going to press, give it a tuck under, just like that. And I might just give that a quick press with the iron, tuck that under there. It's not too much of an issue if it's sticking out here, because that's going to go under the side seam anyway. So don't sort of freak out if that's not working. There. Tuck that under. You might need to move that. Tuck it under. Line it up with that side the best you can. There. And tuck that under there. Quick press. Keep your fingers out of the way. Just so you know, irons are hot. Now with this bit, what I do here is I will get in, I'm just going to move that out of the way because it's going to become a nuisance in a minute. I grab pins. And I will come along here, pull that down taut and pin in there, just along that edge, just to hold it down. If you've got any kind of leather or pleather, like vinyl on the other side, don't use pins at all. You'll need to use like a glue. This just helps hold it down. Don't stress if that pulls up. And I go right up to there. Then I grab this, and this one I swap over for a pin. That one there. And same with this one. Now I've got it pinned down because I want the pins facing out, and you'll see why in a minute. So just like that. Now that is ready for that side. Now we need to do this side. So we'll pop a couple of pins in, and these pins stay until we do the hand sewing. There's only 1 or 2 that you'll take out, and I'll show you as we go. That one there. If you've noticed, I've left a little bit of a gap here. There's method in my madness. This one here, take that clip out, swap her over for a pin. And this one, same. Make sure she's tucked under properly. You want to try and keep it as taut as you can. You don't want to have any major slack there. Trying to avoid slack in this bit. Okay, next thing, just leave those there for a second. All right, is we're going to flip her over. And we're now going to do the top or the sides now. So I'll grab these 2 bits. Now they're basically going to be way too long, but I will just give them a quick iron first. Bear with me. I'll just iron them. I'll be back in a sec.